Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Cassie. I talk about video games, do video game reviews, unboxings, pickups, all sorts of stuff related to video games and also other nerdy things too. Today I'm going to be talking about video game series that are on my backlog. Now, we've all got games that are on our backlogs, but what about video game series as a whole? First series for me, like the most important, the one that's like on my next to-do list, is really the Yakuza series. It's I'm not typically into brawlers. I did play quite a bit of Kiwami, but that is it. And I really did like how different the game was, how it felt. Even though I'm not really into brawlers, there were so many other things on the side. They had like karaoke and they had like mini kart racing and stuff. That made it kind of like almost like Grand Theft Auto does with like pool and bowling and stuff, or they did. But Yakuza just feels different, and it's got a really good story, and the games are very unique. I don't feel like there's anything else out there that really feels like Yakuza does. And from what I played of Kiwami, this was several years ago. I need to start over again. And then you've got like a Dragon. You've got two games currently in the series of that, and that's turn-based brawlers. So they play quite a bit differently, and I do like turn-based games. But for me, I always have to play games in chronological order of when they were released. And, well, yeah, when they were released. So if there's like prequels, like an order of when they actually came out. But I don't like starting like in the middle or anything. So I know that like my friend is really wanting me to get into Like a Dragon, because he's playing it right now, and he's like, I need to talk to somebody about like how good of a game this is and stuff. And it's just like, but for me, like I know that they're like kind of like a branch off, but I do have to, I want to play from the beginning to better appreciate everything. Because I feel like if I play through 1 through 6 and then go to Like a Dragon, I'm going to appreciate the story more. Now there's like to be said with like some games are not actually really connected in a series. Like you've got like Dragon Quest. There's connections, but it's not really in any sort of order or really all that related to each other. Dragon Quest and like Final Fantasy and stuff. Those I can play like in any order unless they have like a direct sequel. And then we've got Mass Effect series, which I did play quite a bit of the first one. I did not finish it either. I know there's mixed reviews on Andromeda, mostly negative reviews, but I did have a roommate that said that it actually was a really good game once they fixed the bugs and stuff. That's subjective, but you know, like some people really just did not like it at all. But as the series goes, it seems like it's a really, really interesting like story, and I definitely want to check that out at some point. Then we've got Kingdom Hearts is also another series, and I know there's like all these like side stuff that like, and the order is incredibly confusing. The story is supposedly like really out there too, just like I don't know. It seems like a mess. To be quite honest, my sister was always into Kingdom Hearts. So I watched her play quite a bit, but I never really played much myself. I tried the first one several times, but the camera controls kind of turned me off a bit. But I really do want to like, I didn't get very far, so I do want to go like dive back into those and play them. especially at least like 1 through 3, and kind of see what the hype is all about, and if it's actually, because I do like Final Fantasy and I like Disney, so you would think that I would. So, and the music is great, don't get me wrong, and it seems cool. But another series I've not really touched at all. The only game that I ever did, well, I did own it, but I'm not know. Let's see. The only game that I actually like played a little bit of, like, and I mean like a tiny bit, like to test out the cartridge, was Castlevania. I only played a little bit of Castlevania Adventures, which is supposedly not the greatest game in the series. And nobody really talks about that game, so that was on Game Boy, just regular Game Boy, I think. But, you know, there's all these games out there right now. Metroidvanias, which Metroid is another series that I never really got into, but it's not really on my priority list right now. But Castlevania's always seemed interesting, and you've got like all the Metroidvanias that are out there right now, and I've barely played Metroid, and I've barely played Castlevania, so, and I haven't played any Metroidvanias yet. Hopefully the first one maybe will be Ori, or I did play a little bit of Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown at PAX, and that was a Metroidvania. Not the traditional Prince of Persia that everybody's used to, but it did play really smooth, and I like the fast-paced action that those entail. So, I know like Castlevania is a little bit different, and it's, you know, more of a mashup between the two series, but I definitely want to check it out. I did watch quite a bit of the Netflix show, and I liked it, so... another series, Borderlands. I played quite a bit of the first game, and I like the looting system in there. I like it when you get, like, you know, you go out and you're finding loot, and you come across like new weapons and stuff, and they have like different levels, like legendary, epic, you know, rare, uncommon. I played a lot of WoW back in the day, so that stuff excites me. I don't play online with people, like with most games at all, except for WoW. Like, was really the only game I really got into multiplayer wise. But Borderlands has that kind of loot system, and I enjoy that. I think it's cool. It makes it really exciting to like find new weapons and stuff, new upgrades, whatever. And I haven't played 2, and I haven't played 3, except one of my old roommates had me beat a boss for her in 3 because she couldn't do it, and I hadn't even been playing, so I was like, okay, I'll just pick up the controller, and I beat him. So, but yeah, I don't know. It seems cool, and I want to get into it. Another series, which I've played several of this series, but it's huge, Super Mario Brothers. I've never like actually finished one of the like the mainline like 2D Mario games ever. I never really like if you've watched my channel or any of my videos before, I have never really gotten into Super Mario because I started with the 64. I didn't start with the 2D. I started with 3D. So, you know, like Mario Sunshine is one of my favorite games. I've played quite a bit of Odyssey and 64, and I liked those. I played some of Galaxy. It was all right, but not my favorite. But I do really want to go through Super Mario Brothers, especially 1 through 3, and Super Mario World. And I know I'm not going to get to them this year because this year is just insane with like new releases and stuff. But I do plan on like working on at least like Super Mario Brothers and Yakuza are like my main priorities for next year. As far as the series goes, I mean, I've got like other games that are on my backlog. It's like this whole entire shelf. And I mean, like, this section here of my PS4 games and everything that comes out on Game Pass and everything that comes out on PlayStation Plus. It just seems like, I don't know. I have a wide range of interests when it comes to video games, or really just anything in general. I like a whole bunch of different things. So it's hard for me to like narrow down. I'm willing to try most. I mean, there's, like I don't actively play sports games, but I did like quite a bit of the like extreme sports and like some of the like the Winter Olympics games and Tony Hawk and let's see, Downhill Domination is one of my favorite extreme sports games, and I think it's super underrated. But anyway, on back on topic, like it's gonna take me a while to get through my backlog. that's the gist of that. But also, no, this is another series that I've played. I've completely played through 3 games in this series, but I really want to go through and play every single Final Fantasy mainline game that there is to like completion. I've fully played through Final Fantasy X. I've fully played through 15 and 16 now. 16 left me a little bit disappointed. I will be honest here. The story was incredible. The music was fantastic. The character development was great. But there were a lot of things in the gameplay that were missing. Combat was fine, but I don't know. The side quests were just, while they were like very important to like the story, they were so dull. Like it was just, they were just fetch quests, which, I mean, I played a lot of WoW. Those were fetch quests, but those were like more interesting than like any of them. And then just the traversing through the world was just so empty for me. Like, I don't know, because I mean, those icon fights were epic, but everything in between those were just, it was just, I don't know. I hate to say it, because like story-wise, that game was like a 9 or 10, and then like the gameplay elements just brought it down for me. But Final Fantasy X is my favorite game of all time. My number 1 favorite game. I love everything about it. The music, the characters, the story, the gameplay. Like, besides Persona 5, like, it's my favorite, like, combat for, like, any game. Just the turn-based was just, it was just great. I've played little bits and pieces of most of the games. Now I haven't like done like 1 through 3. I haven't played Tactics. I haven't played any of the off ones. I have not played any of 10-2, which I know like there are some people that like it, a lot of people that hate it, but a lot of people hated 15, and I actually liked 15 more than I liked 16. So it just really just depends. But I do want to like get hopefully the Pixel remasters. I'm really wanting to get that, which my birthday is this weekend. I asked for it, but we'll see. And then play through 7, the original 7. I've played quite a bit through the remake, and Rebirth. That will have to wait until I finish the remake. And then I played a little bit of 8, and I actually really liked the opening to 8. So, and 6. 6 also seemed really cool to me. Which I know that one's regarded as being one of the best. I did play quite a bit of 9, a little bit of it, and it was okay. Like I know that's a lot of people's favorite, but yeah. So the entire Final Fantasy series I want to play through, and then maybe some of the like the side games too. But and that's really. for the most part. I mean, there's other game series that I have not touched at all that I do want to play eventually, but these are like on my top priority list right now. And currently what I'm playing Children of Morta, which is our game club game of the month for September. You should definitely check out Game Club if you are on Facebook and you want to play games with us every month. And every quarter we play like a long game as well. So next month we start, let's see, Detroit Become Human. And then for our game of the quarter, October through December, for the long game is actually going to be Blue Dragon. So check out our description, or my description in the check out the description, and I have a link in there. So check out Game Club if you're into that. And then Children of Morta is a roguelite, and it's really fun. It's on PlayStation Plus, Extra, Premium, whatever it is. And then Sea of Stars is fantastic. I'm still playing through that, but I've been kind of slow with the games lately. It's just because I've been applying to new jobs and stuff. And then Escape Academy, I started playing the other day, and that's kind of like I've never actually been to an escape room, which is kind of crazy to me because like all my friends have been, but it's basically that, but in video game form, and it's like a school, and you have to pass the escape rooms to get a good grade, and you get your badges, and then once you get like fill out all your badges, then you graduate or whatever. So it's kind of cool actually. I actually brought out a pen and paper and like started writing down notes and stuff, and kind of like ciphering stuff. It's kind of neat. I did drop Starfield for the time being. It wasn't really pulling me in, and there's too many games coming out. We've got Assassin's Creed Mirage about to come out, and then we've got Spider-Man 2 and like several other games in between there. Mineko's Night Market, unfortunately, like got like a 5 from IGN, so I'm not really sure, because I was super excited for that game, but we'll see. But I finished Grease. I don't know if I said that in the last video or whatever, but I played Grease instead of Starfield, because once I deleted Starfield off of my Game Pass dashboard, I installed like 20 games in its place because it was huge, and I play a lot of indie games that don't take up much room at all. So yeah, so I played through Grease for the first time, and it was a cute game. It was pretty. And yeah, that's really all I got. I try to play like one like short game a week, anything between like 4 and 8 hours or something, alongside the other games I'm playing, which probably doesn't help, but I try to limit myself to 3 games at a time. Anyway, that's really all I've got. So if you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.